folks, it is that time. We're going to sit back, relax, and talk about ORAT celebration number 3. We've got the one and only Beth Traverso, who is one of the few people that have been to all 3 events, which, of course, I appreciate the support, love, and attention. And yeah, Beth, number 3, what you think? What's your takeaways?
It was a blast, and we might even call it number 4 because I was at the Fresno event.
That's right.
You remember that?
Oh yeah. You're one of, like, there may be 10 people that could say they've been to all 4. You were even at the trial run. That's right.
Yeah, they were all a blast. So I'm still riding the high of the event. Just got back, and now I'm still processing and thinking about some of the great takeaways. I think the main one really is just, it was so much fun to see the old friends and then make new friends. I was trying to talk to everybody there, and I met so many people, and it was so much fun, and everybody's so fun and just friendly and receptive and wants to share and, eager to talk. And for me, that's just the greatest reward. And I learned a lot from a lot of people too. And it's interesting to see how many different ways people are succeeding in real estate investment in this market.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many takeaways as well. One of the things I want to acknowledge first off is people had been calling this a family reunion since kind of like number 2, right? And I'm just going to be honest. I pulled back from that message because it just felt corny, frankly. Also, I don't like most of my family. So, I mean, I'm just being real, right? I haven't associated with anybody in my family other than my mom in over a decade. I don't like my family, and they probably don't like me, and I'm okay with that. So again, calling it a family reunion, I always naturally pulled back from. I will no longer do it. I do not have a better calling than our celebration is a family reunion. It is the cookout. It is what I've seen, as the image, as the perfect family reunion. I don't have a better explanation. I no longer repulse. I will actually call it a family reunion now, which I would not have done last year. So that's my first thing. It's it just is. I don't know what else to call it.
I agree. And just having that, finding your family, whatever that is, I think is really important. And a lot of folks came to me saying that they'd been feeling discouraged in their everyday life, but then they came to that event and they felt like people were saying, yes, you can do it. And that was so valuable to them. So I would hope that them coming to the event, that gives them the inspiration they need to execute and be a part of this community, and know that there are people that are going to empower you to do great things, because you see it all around you there. Everybody there has been told it's not going to work, but then people are doing it. So it's just, that's really neat to see.
Yeah, I remember driving home after day 1. It was a long day, 12 hours, right? 8 to 8. The last 2 hours is dinner. And just thinking about all the talks, everybody's like, this is hard. Life's hard, right? But we get through it. And we keep moving forward. And one of the things because one of the areas I spend the most time on is the agenda. It's that, how do you stack the stories? How do you create, all of that? It's there's a lot of art and science into it. But one of the things I did on purpose is I stacked Leah and Andrea back to back in the afternoon of day 1. And, the other thing I'll say is the videos are already in school. I got it. My team got it done. I got it done yesterday. You can go watch all of these replays in school for free, right? I didn't charge money for them. So it's all there in school right now. Just go to the classroom, and it's the top tile is ORAT replays right there. So you can go watch the presentations from Leah and Andrea if you haven't seen them. But the reason I wanted those 2 ladies to go together or go back to back is they both have amazing stories of, frankly, struggle. And, they both faced crazy levels of challenges, specifically Andrea. I mean, after I watched Andrea's talk, and I know Andrea, and I didn't even know half the things that she shared, which is crazy. And I will never complain about my life again. My life was fine. It was okay. I had nothing like Andrea had to unfortunately go through. But I mean, just guys, we all have a hard story. And then Dylan, day 2 opening,
Oh yeah, very
talking
powerful.
about that. Oh my God. I
Mhm.
mean, it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter where you came from. Like if you came from a shitty place, it doesn't mean you have to live in a shitty place. Right? You can change.
And that can be your inspiration, that
Exactly.
that kernel that grow, that empowers you. You either lean into that or you use it as a launch pad to grow out of it.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really love about real estate is really anyone from any background can be successful in real estate.
Yeah, just find your lane. Find the thing that you're passionate about. That you're. The other thing is real estate. Again, it came through is just know your thing. Like Rob from Rawbuilt. I always get that wrong. Sorry, Rob. Rawbuilt. Talk about land hacking. He was the Airbnb guru for a long time. He's got a 400,000 person YouTube channel, and now he's kind of pivoting to doing land banking.
I thought that was really interesting. I had that as one of my takeaways, was about how he's pivoting to do the commercial, where you can increase all those reasons that he laid out about why when you add that value to the business on a commercial property, that actually increases the value of the property, unlike with residential. And so like that shift to the commercial is a great example of people finding new strategies and pivoting to those and finding great returns and I'll simplify. And for him also, it sounded like it was a great way to simplify his portfolio and his life too. Just consolidate it.
That's what I took from Rob's, because I actually wrote down after all the presentations, I tried to write one line so that I would remember the presentations later. And what I wrote for Rob was something, because I don't have my notes in front of me. What I wrote was, he's getting better by getting smaller and more focused.
Yes.
Genius.
And another one that did that notably is Cody Davis.
Correct.
I've known Cody for years, and I got to meet his wife this year, which I loved her. Love her.
Ashley, awesome. Shout out Ashley.
Amazing, very accomplished in her own right.
Yeah.
And but he did the same thing. He was going bigger, 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 and then decided to pull back and be more small and mighty. So I wouldn't exactly say small and mighty. He's still, let's say, it's all like
90 units, right? Small and mighty.
I don't know about that, but basically just, you don't need to keep growing just for growth's sake. It's important to be intentional about it and grow in a way that's going to be sustainable and create the life that you want to live. So hats off to him for doing that. Another one I thought was, for me, the overall takeaway was different strategies for different times and people making it work. Not necessarily, some are doing it just the good old fashioned way, but a lot of others are doing things like Brandon with his build to rent, Brandon Potts. Loved hearing about that. And that's something that really is working amazingly well in his market. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work in mine, but there's a lot, it works great there and other places. The rent by the room with Jared, that is huge. So many people now are complaining about you can't cash flow. You can, if you're willing to do the rent by the room, and there are systems and processes for that where you can manage it and make it something that can really increase your return. And adding more bedrooms can exponentially increase your cash flow too. It's good to hear. I think a lot of people were interested in that because that's been a real hot topic these days.
Had to be in there. Was presentation number 2. You might as well hit the hottest topic. And again, Jared's doing that. He's also doing that out of state, which adds just that extra little wrinkle, right?
So good. That's amazing. I have a lot of respect for him and people that do that, because that takes a lot of work to do it, and he's putting in the work.
Amen.
And the more you refine your systems for it, the easier it is going forward. If you build your system strong in the beginning, because I could see renting by the room out of state being like a hot mess if you don't manage it. Right?
You think?
I could see it being a disaster. But if you get your systems dialed in and you know what you're doing and you get the right controls in there, it can be really successful. Another thing that I thought was really that really caught my interest was the assisted living aspect.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Andrea and Aaron.
Yeah, the amazing couple.
I loved their story of how they kind of stumbled into that niche and how it ended up really being something that they really excel at.
I'm so glad you picked up on this one, because when you're putting together an agenda like this, and I think I said this when I was on stage. I thought that their talk would resonate with only 15 or 20% of the audience. But for the 15 or 20% of the audience, it was going to be the most important presentation they've ever seen. Why did I say that? Because I've been doing this a long time. And about 20% of you have told me something like, I have a bigger dream. I have a bigger mission. I want to do something massive. And that's what Aaron and Andrea did, right? Andrea had some, not to give the story away, but she had some family challenges that didn't end well. And she wanted to make sure that didn't happen to others. And then that became Aaron's passion as well. And again, they were already successful one rental at a time. Mm-hmm. But this thing, this, I don't know, this mission, this idea would never leave them. And then they talked about how they took that idea and it became a little more real and a little more real and a little more real. And, now it's a 16 bedroom, 16 bath, facility. And I want to encourage that. I mean, if you have something that's pulling you, lean in, and Aaron and Andrea's story is amazing. You can watch it inside school. Yes. And and they're doing a follow-up on, I think it's today. I think it's Tuesday. They're doing a follow-up session inside school. So,
cool. And the other thing that they mentioned, which stood out to me, because I just don't think I have the capacity to run something like that myself, but you can lease, you can provide the property and lease it to an operator.
Yeah.
And there's a lot
long-term lease.
Oh yes. With built-in rent increases. And
yes.
That was like, my ears perked up at that. Like, ooh, interesting. I made notes. I was like, okay, good to know. I don't have to manage the facility. Somebody else can do that, Exactly. So, that was really interesting. And then I love Jason Hartman. I love his presentation style and his energy. That guy, hats off to him. Absolutely. He really, I love how he used the data to put the crash bros in their place. And
thumbnail.
None of this happened, and I've been saying it for years. This was this year, like lies. And of course, his inflation-induced debt destruction. Did I get that right?
Well done. Yes.
Yes. I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt with that. And I'm like, yes, I'm all about that. So, that was really. And Andy brought his dog, so
Sophia. Yeah, we're dog. You and I are dog people, so we automatically approve.
I'm like, oh, there's a dog. Love it. Yeah. And then Ryan and Lakeisha, I like their just kind of real life story.
Real life, right? Real.
One rental at a time, and putting in the blood, sweat, and probably tears and everything else, and just how they made it work with their marriage. And I love that story too.
Yeah, and again,
I think a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, and again, it's not always perfect. I mean, sometimes you got to level set. I think Fred, the pastor Fred, with his 5 F's, right? Family, fitness, finance, and faith. Sometimes you got to step back, right? Stops. If something's weak or break, you go address it. Don't just hope it gets better. Sometimes it takes focus. I thought the combination of what Fred's talk day 1 with Ryan and Lakeisha day 2 was a great. And that was by accident. It worked out spectacularly.
So cool. And then I have to give a huge shout out to your mom, Dorothy Zuber.
Yeah.
Isn't she the best? So your mom, she's like, I feel like I know you. I'm like, I feel like I know you too. We get a big hug. She's a good hugger, such a sweet lady.
Yeah, she does 2 arms. Not like me.
I love that. And she's just, I love her. Her energy and her support. She was listening to everybody. She says she watches all of your videos, which is no small accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's no small accomplishment. Yeah.
I mean, you produce a lot of content.
Yes.
And I met the fellow that puts your works with the videos,
the thumbnails.
Mexico. What's his name?
Marco. Yeah.
Marco. Good. Shout out to Marco.
Yes.
Anyway, it was just great to meet the behind the scenes people, and like your mom, who's been commenting on supportive, fun, nice things for years, and just seeing everybody again. It did feel like a family reunion, and it was just so great. can't possibly give everybody a shout out who deserves it, but everybody did an amazing job. I loved all the speakers.
Yeah,
And,
the one session I want to get to before we wrap up was the awards. That's the session that I love.
Oh yeah.
Right? Calling out, I think it was 10 people, might have been 11 this time, who had no idea that they were going to be recognized. Special. That is fun for me.
One of them, you know which one, kind of brought a tear to my eye.
I did. I cried. I had to turn around. That was really what is this making me cry stuff? Stop that.
I know. But like seeing the impact is really special, really meaningful, I would think. So just you've touched so many people and helped so many and created such an amazing community and legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I almost forgot. My mom brought photos. We did photos. We did embarrassing photos for 5 minutes. Yeah, little Zuber was shown. Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. And then, oh, by the way, we're not doing it next President's Day weekend. So it's not happening.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't hear this? Oh, this was
I missed that part.
You just bounced. Yeah, we are not doing year number 4 on President's Day weekend next year because it's Super Bowl Sunday and Valentine's Day.
Oh,
that's a very bad combination, right?
Got it. Okay.
But we are doing it in January. We're going to do it Martin Luther King weekend. So it will be January 16th and 17th. I think that's Saturday
that works better for me because my kids always have this week off, so it just helps, like there's no conflict there. So
yay! So Beth's confirmed.
Yep. Count me in. I'll be there.
Yeah. So we will do it. Year number 4 is happening. And I can already tell you year number 5 will happen because I'm not stopping at 4. But I can make no promises post 5. We'll just leave that. We'll leave that to be considered later. But number 4, 16th and 17th. I'm already working on locking up some big names. We'll see who we can't get. We got Pace Morby, obviously this year, who I had to lock up last year. We got Rob Abasola, again, a big time guy. We got Jason Hartman to come out, and it went off. It was a good show, so it was fun.
Yeah. Anyone thinking about taking the plunge to go in person, I highly recommend it. And then anybody who wants to see for themselves, the great thing is it's all in school. So you can go back and watch as much as you want. You can piece it out, take little chunks here and there. I know when I take walks, et cetera, or if I'm driving, I just listen to presentation, videos like yours. And, you can just like take it in bite-sized chunks and go back and listen again. So there's a lot to take away.
Beth, me to you, it means the world to me that you show up every week. So, I mean, I don't have to chase you down. You're always here. And if you miss, which is, once every 6 months, you send me a note days in advance, which is appreciative because then I can schedule around that, which is great. But really the fact that you've shown up 4 times for me, right? You've gone in an airplane 4 times, really 8 times, right here and back, to be a part of my events. And, I'll never forget that. So if you ever have a request for me, don't be hesitant. You can ask for things anytime.
Oh, you're the best. Thanks.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm easy to find at BethTraversogroup.com, or you can find me in school or my name up there on the screen. Just Google me and you'll find me all across the different socials. So
she's everywhere, folks, and she always undersells herself. She's a top 1% agent in the country. Why is that important to you? Because you don't buy and sell in King County? Birds of a feather flock together. She knows 1% agents all across the country, and she can refer you to somebody in your backyard. So reach out, Beth Traverso, send her a note in school. Take care. Talk next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.